William Shakespeare, widely regarded as one of the greatest writers in the English language, was a playwright, poet, and novelist from England. He lived during the late 16th and early 17th centuries, specifically from 1564 to 1616. Shakespeare wrote a vast array of plays, sonnets, and poems, which have had an enduring influence on literature, theatre, and the English language. He is best known for his exceptional ability to explore complex human emotions and relationships, as well as his skill in using language in creative and innovative ways. Shakespeare's life and character. Shakespeare was born in Stratford-upon-Avon, a small town in England. He came from a fairly wealthy family, and his early education was likely in a local grammar school, where he would have learned Latin and studied classic literature. In the late 1580s, Shakespeare moved to London, where he began his career as a playwright. He joined the famous Lord Chamberlain's Men, a theatre company, which later became known as the King's Men after the accession of King James I. Shakespeare's writing often reflected the society and politics of his time. He wrote during the reign of Queen Elizabeth I and King James I, a period of great social and political change in England. His plays explored issues such as love, power, betrayal, and human nature. Shakespeare's works are timeless because they capture the full range of human experience, making them relevant even today. Important works of Shakespeare. Shakespeare's plays fall into three main categories: tragedies, comedies, and histories. Below are some of his most important and well-known works, with explanations of their main ideas and themes. Romeo and Juliet tragedy. One of Shakespeare's most famous plays, Romeo and Juliet, is a tragic love story between two young lovers from feuding families. The play explores themes of love, fate, and the consequences of family conflict. It begins with Romeo meeting Juliet at a party, and despite their family's hatred for each other, they fall deeply in love. Unfortunately, their love leads to tragic consequences as misunderstandings and bad decisions ultimately result in their deaths. Romeo and Juliet teaches the dangers of hate and the importance of communication and understanding in relationships. Hamlet tragedy. Hamlet is another of Shakespeare's most famous tragedies. It tells the story of Prince Hamlet, who is haunted by the ghost of his father, the king, who reveals that he was murdered by Hamlet's uncle, who has taken the throne. Hamlet struggles with questions of revenge, morality, and what it means to be alive. The play's famous soliloquy, "To be, or not to be, that is the question," reflects Hamlet's internal conflict about life and death. The play deals with themes such as betrayal, corruption, and the search for truth. Macbeth tragedy. Macbeth is a play about ambition and the destructive power it can have on individuals. Macbeth, a nobleman, receives a prophecy from 3 witches that he will become king. Driven by his wife's encouragement and his own ambition, he murders the king and takes the throne. However, his guilt and paranoia lead him to commit more crimes, and eventually, he is defeated. Macbeth explores the consequences of unchecked ambition and the psychological effects of guilt. A Midsummer Night's Dream comedy. A Midsummer Night's Dream is one of Shakespeare's most loved comedies. The play revolves around the confusion and magic in the forest on a midsummer night. It tells the story of 4 young lovers who get lost in the forest, where they encounter fairies who use magic to cause confusion. The play explores themes of love, dreams, and reality, often showing how love can be irrational and unpredictable. It is a light-hearted story that also plays with the idea of fantasy and illusion. Julius Caesar history. Julius Caesar is one of Shakespeare's historical plays, based on the life of the famous Roman leader. The play shows the political intrigue surrounding Caesar's rise to power and the conspiracy led by Brutus and Cassius to assassinate him. After Caesar's death, the play explores the fallout, as characters struggle with issues of power and loyalty. The themes of betrayal, leadership, and the consequences of political decisions are central to the play. One of the most famous lines from Julius Caesar is, "Atu brute," which expresses Caesar's shock at being betrayed by his trusted friend, Brutus. The Tempest romance or tragedy. The Tempest is one of Shakespeare's later plays and is often described as a romance. It tells the story of Prospero, a magician and the rightful Duke of Milan, who has been exiled to an island with his daughter. Using his magical powers, Prospero creates a storm to shipwreck his enemies on the island. The play deals with themes of revenge, forgiveness, and reconciliation. It also explores the idea of control, as Prospero manipulates the people around him to achieve his goals. The play ends with forgiveness and the resolution of conflicts, making it a story of redemption. Shakespeare's ideas. Shakespeare's work is rich in ideas about human nature and the complexities of life. His characters often face difficult moral dilemmas and struggle with issues such as love, loyalty, power, and ambition. His works are known for their exploration of universal themes that are still relevant today. Love and relationships. In many of his plays, Shakespeare explores the complexity of love and relationships. In Romeo and Juliet, love transcends social barriers, but it also brings destruction because of the ongoing conflict between the families. In A Midsummer Night's Dream, love is portrayed as both magical and chaotic, showing how unpredictable emotions can be. Ambition and power. Shakespeare often wrote about the dangers of ambition and the desire for power. In Macbeth, the pursuit of power leads to Macbeth's downfall, and in Julius Caesar, the play explores the political consequences of betrayal and ambition. Fate and free will. Many of Shakespeare's characters struggle with the question of fate versus free will. In Hamlet, for example, Hamlet feels trapped by fate, but also struggles with the choices he must make. In Romeo and Juliet, the characters are doomed by fate, yet their actions contribute to their tragic end. Shakespeare's ability to create complex characters and present them in challenging situations is what makes his work so enduring. His plays continue to be performed and read around the world, as they offer insights into the human condition that remain relevant across time and cultures. Conclusion. William Shakespeare's works are some of the most important in the English language. His ability to capture the complexities of human emotions and relationships has made him a timeless figure in literature. His plays, such as Romeo and Juliet, Hamlet, Macbeth, and A Midsummer Night's Dream, explore themes of love, power, ambition, and fate, making them relevant even to modern audiences. Shakespeare's legacy lives on through his contributions to literature and the English language, and his works continue to be studied and enjoyed by readers and theatergoers worldwide.